We are so excited to have you on with us because this movie is just something so new and cool and fresh, and we can't wait to tell everybody to see it. But hey, I got to know where all this came from. I understand this came from jumping in the car and just going to find the next great story, which you found, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of exactly how it happened. My cinematographer and I, we were just on a road trip around the US, just trying to get like little stories, nothing, nothing at all like a feature. And then I got directed to Tabitha and her family, and we showed up on that ranch, and I just became so addicted and in love with them. And they were just the people that I've been dying to see, and I've been dying to see their stories in a Western. So that's kind of how it all came together.
Yeah. A lot of the early comments I've been seeing from it is, everybody being surprised about how authentic it feels and how real it feels. And well, yeah, you're real people. So it's got to be kind of funny to see those kind of comments come in, right?
Yeah, totally. Well, I think it's also, the film, if I had made this film within the first week of meeting them versus living with them, I made this after living with them for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of is maybe the reason why it feels more authentic. Um, because I understood and I gained such an immense respect for ranching communities and what they have to go through every single day. So yeah, and it was important for me to live with them and be with them, just me without a camera as much as possible to build that authenticity with them and kind of start seeing the world through their eyes.
Yeah. And what was it like for you two to be on camera all the time? Because, it's a lot.
Yeah, it was a little insane. I'm usually the one behind the camera. I take a lot of videos and pictures and stuff, so it was pretty different to have the camera in your face the whole time, but it was a really cool experience at the same time and something that we're pretty proud of and pretty excited to pursue a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. And was there any apprehension of maybe we shouldn't be, filming all of this, or do you just have to give that up and go, all right, here we go. Let's do all this.
No, like Kate said, she stayed with us for 3 years, so I mean, we love Kate. She's part of our family now, and it wasn't really much for me to say yes to Kate after all of that. I mean, it's a little scary knowing that everybody's gonna see and know everything. But at the same time, I trust Kate, and what she did is truly epic.
Mhm. Well, of course, we see on there's TikTok videos and stuff. So there's a little bit of it that's gone out there in the world, and that's okay as well, right? But that's a whole different thing, the whole social media world. And I'm just wondering how you gauge that, because that's something that we didn't grow up with.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, the TikTok videos, some of them in the movie are actually mine
Yeah.
that I had taken.
Mhm. Well, maybe we'll get some good tips on how to make better TikTok videos, because we're not there. Well, so I know that a lot of people will look at this film and say, hey, I want to do what you do, which certainly isn't easy. And then, of course, also telling the story and directing the film. Uh, what advice would each of you give to somebody that wants to, just tell great stories and put themselves out there like this?
I think, I'm a firm believer, and I feel like this is such a gift to be able to showcase new talent.
Mhm.
There's a firm believer in the fact that there's so much talent out there that's undiscovered, and yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to be able to like showcase their stories and faces like theirs, and um, I think we need that. We need that in Hollywood. So yeah, that's really exciting to me. It's just making sure people realize the amount of talent that's out there. That you have to go out there and find it and be uncomfortable. I think that's what I would tell a lot of people. It's like, yeah, I lived in a truck for a few weeks trying to find this story and then lived at their ranch, and it was totally out of my comfort zone. And, but you have to do that. You have to take these risks in order, you know, to tell something different and to tell something meaningful.
Yeah, well said. What would you two say about, guess putting yourself out there to in the world like this. So when people, because you have a really, really great life, a really great existence, and so, what would you say to people that want to, have their story told too?
Yeah, you need to go for it.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know, if, most of the time people feel like nobody cares, and you'll be surprised at the amount of people that can relate or truly care, or that you can help just by telling yours.
Hmm. Yeah. What would you say?
I would say, I would tell your story, and instead of hiding, I would open up and go for what you want people to hear.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And my co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys, who caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame, and we talk about those Hail Mary moments in your life, the moment in your life or career where you just kind of have to go for it. And verse after you, would you say this is it for you, or maybe something else?
I think this is just the beginning.
Yeah. Mm,
I hope so. So yeah.
that's so cool. And what moment of filming? Because I know there's so many great memories from being on the set. Was there a particular moment where you're just looking around, going, "Oh, this is really going to work. I know this is going to be special."
I think when we got a couple scenes right in the beginning, just like that confidence and the momentum going forward, just
Mhm.
knowing or seeing Kate's face and knowing that she was like, this is what I needed. You did such a good job. Gives you the confidence to go into the next day.
Yeah.
It's Kate that made it special.
Hmm.
You wanted it to be, and I think everyone came together and made something special for Kate.
Yeah.
I think for
Absolutely.
me, it's like my favorite moments, honestly, just watching them. Like there'd be a scene where, there's so much going. Like one of my favorite scenes is a scene where it's simple. Portia wakes up in the car, and
Mhm.
there was so much on her face and behind her eyes. And, to get that performance from a teenage girl, especially a teenage girl who's never been on film before, or, never kind of dreamed of even becoming an actor. That's why I love working with first time actors, because like they're so like the ego, like ego not in a narcissistic way, but the ego of like, oh, this is who I am and this is how I come across isn't there. They're just so in the moment and present. So there's my favorite things was just seeing Tabby have those moments, and same with Portia, where they just blew me away with just being present. And I think being present is the hardest thing any actor could do, let alone people who have never acted before.
Yeah, that's true. Well, when it is go time, to go, behind the camera or in front of the camera, I got to know, what is it that, what do you tell yourself, or what puts you in the right mindset for, to make it all happen like this?
Um, Depends on the scene. Trauma plays a big part and helps out a lot. You kind of just dig around in that box. You're like, okay, so they need some sad shit right now. You pull it out and you really use what's turned you into a warrior, and all of your life, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm looking for.
No,
Experiences, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, all of that comes into play when you wouldn't even think it would, in small moments, just to make some magic.
and I think their answers probably would be the same if you asked Scoot McNairy and Jennifer Ely the same thing. It's like that's how every actor thinks. They're just like, hey, what can I draw from my life?
Mhm.
Um, so yeah.
And how, as a director, what is it that you do when you're ready to get in there and go tell the story in the way that it needs to be told?
Take a breath.
Mhm.
Um, Before everything, I have to clear what my script is, what my expectations are, what all of those things, because if that's cluttering your mind, you're gonna miss that magic. Like I'm an actor's director. I love actors, and so I want to give them as much space and creative space as well. Director's not the smartest person in the room at all. It's like you're relying on they're the most important because they're how the audience is going to view this film is through their eyes and through their experience. So yeah, it's just like how can I support the actors? How can I make them feel in a comfortable space to be vulnerable, to be confident, all of those things. I think that's my main priority. It's not, oh God, hope this lens is correct. It's them. They're the most important part of storytelling.
Oh, that's wonderful. And Portia, what do you do to prepare for some of these scenes? Because they're tough.
Uh, I think about, like, for the sad scenes, I think about a horse, and then that's how I get through those. And then Kate helps me prepare a lot.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
I have the gift of knowing them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of just like being like, okay, think about this moment. Remember when you laughed when this happened, and like,
Mm.
yeah, that's kind of the special part about this movie was just that we knew each other. We were all friends.
Yeah, that's great. Well, and then of course, I think that now that we're seeing the movie, they're going to get something different out of it, depending on what they've been through or who they know, or just their outlook on life. What is it that each of you are hoping that people will get out of this film? Because there's so much going on here.
Go. I hope that they see how strong women can be, and we're not just in the kitchen all the time. I hope that they can see the resilience behind it, and that no matter what, if you try hard enough, you can make it happen. And I'd like to keep the cowboy way alive. That's a
Yeah,
dying breed, and I'd like to keep us going, and hopefully giving people interest in it will spark it a little bit more.
that's great. What would you two say about what you hope that people get out of it?
I hope they learn to be themselves and open to new experiences, and yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, mine would just be, I mean, a couple things, just, take risks on new talent.
Yeah.
We're seeing the same faces over and over again and the same retelling of stories over and over again. And yeah, so just go find new actors, go find new, everything. And then yeah, just it was an honor to be able to have it was such a privilege to be able to write and collaborate and cast really strong women. I mean, I love having women in this film who are from 11 years old to in their 70s. Like that's such a special thing. You don't see that often. So yeah, just more badass women in roles, and that's super important to me and what I want to carry on for the rest of my career and the rest of the ways I tell stories.
Yeah. Well, and as a Texan, we'd like to say thank you. We want to see more cowboy culture out there. So thank you. Now, of course, you're in New York City right now. What get to do for fun out there? I'm sure there's a lot of work around the film, but yeah, you get to do other things, right?
Yeah, they've been navigating the city like crazy. Like I used to live in New York, and Tabby, like after landing, she's like, "Okay, it's this way, it's this way, it's this way." So she's just like, she's Miss Big Apple over here.
Yeah, riding the subway was fun, and Portia's got to go to the Cheesecake Factory, which she loves.
Of course,
And
yeah.
good room service.
Yes, yeah. Enjoy all of it while you can. That's great. Well, after this, I can't wait to see what each of you are doing next. What are we going to see in the upcoming adventures?
Um, hmm.
Hopefully some scary movies. Portia would like to get into that
Good.
a little bit, and maybe some modeling.
Portia's a big Mia Goth fan, so she wants to have a career.
Yes.
Which when she told me that was like her favorite actress, I was like, "You are so cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my next film is different from East of Wall, but there's still elements in it, like what I said, just like really writing for women of all ages. That's super important to me. So
Yeah.
taken that with me, and yeah.
That's wonderful. And more writing, right? Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Yes, yes.
All the time.
Perfect. Ah, that's amazing. Well, we're so excited to tell everybody check this film out. It's fantastic, and I know people are going to love it. And we'll look forward to talking to each of you again soon.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. I have to tell Britt about the